Okay, went fishing. Had a couple things I brought back from the trip. First, to show you how fish react when a worm hits the water. That's something that a lot of people don't know, and it's something it's good to know how a fish reacts to your worm or your bait when it hits the water. And also, my brother Leroy and I, we had this thing where we made a game out of catching small fish. We just give them a weight. We'll say, well, that's a 5 pounder, that's a 10 pounder, and they'll be a little fish like this. Just something we're gonna throw back. We just kind of picked at each other with that and kind of have fun and make time go by. And the reason that you do that is because these mosquitoes. The reason that you do that is because sometimes you have to fish through the small fish. And knowing what people are going after when they go to a lake or a pond or whatever, that's real helpful, because you may have a public lake, but everybody's not going after the same fish that you are. Most people like to go after crappie, bass, or catfish. But we know that brim breed more than these fish. They breed, I think it's once a month they're gonna breed, and so those ponds and lakes can fill up with brim. And what does a person do when they're catching small brim? They throw them back. Or what does a person do when they throw a worm in there and it gets clean and they don't catch anything? These fish are too small, I'm going somewhere else. Well, I learned this fishing with my dad on a lake, and there were a lot of brim in there. It was just covered with brim. And they were only like this big, the majority. So I told him one day, I said, you know what? I'm just gonna see how many of those things I can catch. And I got the smallest hook that I could find, baited it up, and I put just little pieces of worm on it. And I started snatching those little brim out. And as I was snatching them out, I was catching like 20, 25 of them. And all of a sudden, bigger fish started biting. And I didn't know at the time what was happening, but I started catching catfish like this. I started catching, brim that were like this, and and I'm catching bigger fish. So I was able to, over the years, I just developed that of when I got a lot of small fish in there, go ahead and pull them out. I just go ahead and pull them out, and then after a while, you'll see the bigger fish start to bite. And when you look at the way fish act, when your hook hits the water, the smaller fish rush to it. There may be 10 or 15, and they'll swim, drop it, swim, drop it, swim, drop it. And so you'll see your line do this, and then the bigger fish, if you look, they'll be somewhere lurking, either under a log or in the moss right next to it or in the shadows, and they're waiting for an opportunity to come in and just swoop that bait up and take off. But they will not really interfere with those small fish when they're doing that little feeding thing. They like to let them feed first, I guess. And as you snatch those smaller fish out though, then the other will start to back off a little bit, and then the bigger fish will come up and swoop. Big fish don't usually play with a hook. They don't usually go run off, drop it, come back, run off, drop it, come back. They don't do that. They just grab it and go. And when you start getting those kind of bites, that's when you're catching bigger fish. If you're getting the kind of bites where you see, your line doing this right here, most likely you're in a school of small fish. So I go ahead and just fish through it, take those fish out, and then go back and catch the bigger fish. As you'll see in the video, how that works out for me. Good morning. Back out here again, public fishing. Gonna try some bass fishing this morning for about 30 minutes. That's about all I can take. And if they don't do anything in 30 minutes, I'm gonna switch over. I brought some crickets and some worms. We're gonna try that and see what happens. I know this place holds some big bass, so we'll see what's going on with them. Stay tuned. Yep, I think that's enough. I think the time is now to go ahead and I think I'll tie this one up. It's got all those hooks on it. So I'll tie this up. Well, no luck with the bass this morning. And I didn't even fish for 30 minutes because I just, these brim are popping up out there everywhere. And It got me kind of curious now. So now we're gonna see what's up. Gonna break out the old Shakespeare. And it's all tangled up. Okay. Now if a bass grabs this, I'm gonna be mad. I'll probably go in after him. Grab him in the chokehold and talk to him a little bit. So the first thing I'm gonna do here, I wanna try a cricket. Ooh. While he's still kicking. And we'll see what happens here. See if anything wants a cricket this morning. Well, they got a hit. Let's see. Well, they hit the cricket as soon as it hit the water. But did they take him off the hook? There it is. Okay. He's moving with it now. They're moving with it. That's it. I expected there to be a little more action than that. Okay, well, I guess he ate the cricket and just sitting on it, huh? All right, buddy. I'm gonna start something with you. Because I have a tradition, I keep the first fish to catch. As you can see, this is a small little fish here. Not much to him. I don't even know if I got the catch on video. This is about an 8-pounder. It's an 8-pounder right here. I'm gonna put him in the basket. And come back, I'm looking for a 20-pounder. That's what I'm looking for. So I'll put him in the basket. Now, I'm just gonna stick him right out here. So his friends can laugh at him and say, hey, we told you not to bite it. Okay, now, I'm gonna try one more cricket. If I don't get anything bigger than that. Okay, now, let's see what we got this time. Back out again. Let's see what they do this time. There he goes. And let's see what I got. Nothing, because he got off. I'm gonna change hooks. That was a 10-pounder, folks. A 10-pounder. Here we go. Let me change hooks here. Okay, try another cricket. And I may have to switch over to another hook. I'll switch to a longer, slimmer brown hook. I'm gonna do this anyway because I'm gonna show you something. See if I can get you down here close enough You can see this water. Okay, now I want you just to see what happens to your hook when you throw it in the water. See those fish? Let's see if you can see them. See it? That's what happens. See the hook when you throw it in the water. See all those little fish? See how it's attacking it? If you watch the line, you see how the bigger one came up after that? He's not big, but he's big compared to them. And he's in there. And one of them's just gonna grab it and take it and try to run off with it. Because he thinks he's big enough to just gulp it up from the other ones. But that's what happens to your hook. When it hits the water, and you see fish biting it, you're thinking, wow. You know, but really, you're thinking it's one fish, but it's really a bunch of them. Just swimming around, biting it, nibbling at it. So now, if I can find my pliers, I'll go ahead and try me a piece of leaf. Okay. Let's see what we got. It's a 4-pounder. Yep, a 4-pounder. He'll go back. This is what I want to do. Trying to catch a 20-pounder. Oh, the 20-pounder's out there in the middle, huh? I see him out there jumping up. Well, I don't know what kind of fish that is. Could be a bass, could be a carp. All right, there we go. Looking for a 20-pounder. They stripped that where it hit the water right in front of them. They just attacked it and they run around with the worm in the mouth now. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. I'm over near the moss where they've been running to, trying to see if I can get one to come up. I'm just gonna throw this back out there and see if I can get one just to come up and grab it. I've caught big fish on small pieces of bait. There we go. Okay, what we got? Another 4-pounder. Alrighty. Yeah, hold still, buddy, hold still. I'm trying to fish through the small ones to catch big ones. So I'll get through all the little 4 and 6 and 8-pounders and get to the 20-pounders. Move it back to where you can see me. And I'm fixing to have some fun here. Let's see. Okay. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fish through, try to fish through the small fish and catch big fish. I used to do this on a pond my dad we went to, and there was all kind of little brim at the top. Well, we kept those little brim. I'm not really worried about keeping them. Today, I'm just gonna try to fish through them, and it's kind of like going through a can of mixed nuts. And you're trying to get the whole cashews. You just grab the little nuts and move them out of the way until you get to the big ones. So that's what I'm gonna try to do here. I've got a hook that'll hold a small brim or a big brim or bass or catfish or whatever. And they seem to be hitting the worms pretty good. I'm just gonna keep throwing it at them and throw the little ones back until I get what I want. There's a lot of big brim in this area, I know, because I used to go ahead and catch 10 or 12, slabs out of here. And no one really fishes this spot. This is where they put the boats in and out. So they get in here and they go all the way around the corner back there, but they don't really fish this spot. And so far, I haven't gotten any action. See, now that was a nice one. That's what I was talking about, fishing through. This broke my rod. This 10-pounder broke my rod. Can you believe that? He broke my rod. Yep, this 10-pounder. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and, there they are, okay. I feel better now. I see people. I was wondering who that truck belonged to. That's for breaking my rod. But now, go back and change. That's why I always carry a spare. Alrighty. Now we'll continue on with the program. See if I can. Okay. Sounds good. All right, now you the same, man. Y'all going somewhere else?
Nah, we didn't.
Okay. Okay, got one. A nice one. Okay, finally. Well, it's nice. A few of these will make a pretty good meal. Yep. So, Feels like a 2-pounder. This is a 2-pounder. Yep, 2-pounder. Okay, finally got my 20-pounder. Yep, finally got my 20-pounder. Come on here, 20-pounder. Yeah, now that's a nice fish. I know they're in here. I used to catch them in here all the time like this. See? I used to catch them out here all the time like this right here. But I don't know what happened here lately. They just slowed down on me. Yeah, that's what you catch. Finally, had to wait him out. About 2 hours. Now, get a better look at him. There he is. That's my 20-pound I've been waiting on. Oh. Okay, there's another 20-pounder. Yep, another 20-pounder. Come on. Come on. There's another 20-pounder right there. Yep. Right here is where I catch them at. Finally, he came out of there with all the commotion. So you gotta fish through the small ones sometimes. Yep. Yeah, so you gotta fish through the small ones. There you go. It's a nice one. Yeah. Well, today was a good day. Normally out of this spot right here, I catch slabs, but for some reason this season, it's just full of moss. I mean, your hook, it sits right on top of the water. It doesn't really go to the bottom, and you have to wait for the big fish to come out of that moss and see what's going on. So we had to fish through the little fish today to get to the big fish. So I was just catching, throwing back, catching, throwing back, starting the commotion, getting their curiosity up, and then finally those big ones started lurking out of the shadows out there and came up to see what was going on. I was able to catch a couple. So again, don't be this guy. But today is young. I may go back, I don't know. I may go back this afternoon and try another spot. We'll see. We'll see how the day goes. I got to take care of some business and then we'll be back at you a little later. But hit that subscribe button. We're bringing the content. We're going to bring that content. Can't wait to get back out to the salt water, bring that to you. And yeah, so till next time.